If you like this programming, support us on Patreon. Exclusive content, discounts, and more. Patreon.com/thesucklord.
You gotta up those numbers, baby.
I'm working on it. I'm hoping by having you here that it's gonna increase.
I'll reduce your viewership.
My viewership is already kind of in the toilet anyway, so you have to work really hard, But I did that Ron English interview, and everyone loved that. And then they figured the next logical step was to come and interview Frank Kozik, because you're like the dark, evil Ron English, aren't you?
Am I? I don't know.
Or is he like the good version of you? Is there some balance there?
I don't know.
Okay. Hey everybody! Thanks for watching the Super fucking Suck Hour. My name is the Super Sucklord.
Don't you have something better to do than watch this shit for an hour?
No, apparently they don't. So
what kind of fucking losers would sit there and watch me and him for a fucking hour?
I ask myself that question all the time, and I just want to make sure.
So what do you want? You want like a morning zoo kind of thing?
No. I mean, the people want to know what we're going to talk about. They're going to want to know. Apparently, I'm fucking good at this shit.
I have no idea what we're going to talk about.
Okay, well,
I'll leave that up to you.
I guess I'll just start.
I'll
start with a real personal question. How about that? Are you still mad at me, Frank?
I was never
You
been
were mad at me. You got really mad at me once. You threw a cookie at me. You threw.
Oh yeah, because you were a total shitheel to like somebody that worked really hard on your behalf for no reason.
Was I?
No,
that's not
randomize yourself at a party.
No. I insulted you at a party. Do you want me to refresh this?
It is that like, just believe it or not, I'm probably wrong. But somewhere under all your fucking wise guy New York jagoff bullshit, there's probably a pretty nice.
That's mostly what you got mad about.
And at times, it would be in your greater benefit, actually, above all, to drop the Sucklord persona and just be Morgan.
Well,
especially when you're amongst peers and friends.
Oh, I see. Oh, I get it. So, like, you got mad at me because I sassed off to you and I gave you persona when you were in an environment where you wanted, like, real guy shit.
Yeah, because don't you get tired of the show, dude? Come on.
Well, no, but I mean, to be honest with you, yes, I do. But I guess I just realized much to my
especially because the stakes are so small.
Maybe, yeah. I guess it made me feel bad because I realized that for a good part of our relationship, it had been, a fuck you guy, haha type thing. And then I heard you saying something very.
Well, I mean, that works when you're putting on the show, dude. But like, when we're at like Dove's house, for example, and then they're fucking feeding the hell out of us, being gracious hosts.
Yeah, you were saying
it's not the right venue for that.
Well, you were saying sensitive guy shit, and I realized, in retrospect, that I never really heard you say sensitive guy shit. I didn't even know there was a sensitive guy aspect to you. So I sassed off, and you threw a cookie at me. And then you walked off the stage. So I didn't realize that. I guess to my disappointment, I realized that I was dealing with you in a very superficial manner, and I didn't.
I think we should just spend the next hour talking about you, actually, instead of interviewing me.
That's fine, because we know your backstory already, right? Everybody knows everything about
it. It's all lies.
Needs to know.
It's all lies.
But I mean, it's well documented. If someone wants to know about, I know it's lies, but if someone wanted to go and find out what the lie was,
there's a million things online.
I could go on your fucking Wikipedia and I could figure out where.
Yeah, the Wikipedia is weak, but there's a million other things.
But you've done a lot of interviews, right?
Yeah.
And if somebody wanted to know, like, when you started doing this or when you started doing that, all that historical shit is documented, and nobody gives a fuck. So let's just.
It's not important.
It's not important. It's not. It's,
we live in the now.
It's relevant, but yeah, I wanted to keep this more on the real shit, on the personal shit. Because I wanted to make it up for you by treating you so shabbily, in the past, and also, because I don't want to just talk about the same old shit over and over again. So tell me, what do I need to know? What's your take here?
About what?
Well, you want to talk about just me. So you have a.
You've been wearing this fucking same jacket for the last year. Do you need me to buy you a fucking jacket?
Actually, yeah. Do you want to buy me a jacket?
Or is it just like you just love it so much you can't stand to be part of it? Is it like your fucking wet blanket here?
Do you really want to know the story?
Yeah.
I don't have another jacket.
Well, why the fuck not?
Because I'm broke. I'm poor.
Yeah, but you don't have to be, dude. You can make as much money as you want.
Yeah, explain to me that a little bit.
Yeah. Isn't it obvious?
No, it's not. If you're still broke, then no, it's not.
There's a man in the world called Dove Keller that's given you sound advice on this matter for years. You should listen to Dove and do what Dove says, and you'll do just great.
That's all you have? That's it?
What else am I going to tell you? I'm not going to sit here and bust your balls, tell you what to do with your life. We make choices. So
all the answers.
if a bunch of cocktails is more important to you than like a new coat, then so be it. You're going to spend your money on cocktails
No,
or
I mean,
whatever it might be.
I mean, my main expense is rent. That's what my main expense is.
Well, you don't need to live where you're living.
Some would say I do.
No, no. In fact, there's like a great card to be played by being, but you know, like what I found valuable in the show, right, is change it up dramatically every 5 years.
What show are you talking about?
Like the bullshit, the career,
the shit show that we're putting on.
the career, right? Okay, so it's actually like the smartest thing you do is like I'm gonna move to fucking Podunkville and get a fucking killer house for $300 a month and just like zone out on my art purely for the next 5 years. And do it, and do a ton of art, and you'll be the awesome rebel dude that fuck hipsterville. I'm gonna go somewhere where I can live a nice lifestyle and do great art. That would be great for you.
I don't think so. I think it's more.
There's all those little meth head chicks out there, man. You'd be in fucking paradise, dude.
My personal
You have a
opinion.
little trail of fucking powder leading up to your front
You
door.
might be right, but I mean, I don't think it's just location. I think first, like your shit's gonna follow you wherever you go, and if you're not running your shit properly, it doesn't matter if you live in the fucking most expensive or the cheapest.
I mean,
place
I don't
in the
live here
world.
because I got a fucking deal on everything. If I was paying the going rates, my ass would be fucking wouldn't be wasting the money.
You think the location has nothing to do with anything?
At the beginning, yes, but you're beyond that.
Don't you think you need to be around the things that you need to be around?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean,
Because it all comes from inside you.
do you think? Okay, so say I cut my rent.
That's all just an excuse.
Say I cut my rent.
You're just going out and being entertained by your environment.
No, it's
Drooling.
not that. I mean, you know, it's like it's okay. My friends and family are.
Like, it ain't that cool to be from New York no more, bro.
It kind of still is.
Yeah.
You don't think so? Okay, but beyond that.
Like, dude, like, you could just be from the planet, dude. I mean, you don't have to be from, like, why do you want to make yourself, this is the thing, why do you want to make yourself regional?
Well, I feel like if you're in New York City, you're kind of in the center of the universe.
No, I got news for you, man.
What's the news? Tell me.
If you want to move to China, we'll live in Beijing.
I mean, I would love to do all of those things. I just don't
It'd be
think,
cheaper than where
like,
you're living now.
If I eat, the thing is the solution.
And it wouldn't matter. You know, so it's
Okay,
like,
but
because you got this, you got the internet. It doesn't matter where you live now.
Okay, fine, but what's that going to save me? $2,000 a month? That's not buy a new.
Well, at least you
iPhone.
have fucking new clothes once in a while.
Okay, I could get clothes. Okay, fine. Yeah, I know. You're going to make fun of me for that? Like, I don't look good right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I came to you in the same clothes you saw me last time. I'm very ashamed. I'm highly ashamed of that. I'm not.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. You think I want to fucking walk around wearing the same old busted shit all the time? This most fabulous motherfucker living in. After going to that drag convention and being the most underdressed person there, I realized, you know, there was.
I don't care about clothes either, but at least, you know, like.
Yeah, but that's not your thing, you know? You don't need to do that.
No.
Like, the thing you wear suits you fine. I'm a fabulous motherfucker. I'm a shining star.
Yeah, so what happened? Well, so here's the thing, man. Have you lost that energy, like, with the outfits and the costumes? Like
No,
you
not
used
at
to?
all. I haven't lost any of that,
Well,
actually.
then why don't you apply that to your everyday wear as well, man?
I don't know,
Because I don't give a shit, but the thing is, random people do. That's the thing, is like squares do sometimes.
I don't know. I guess I just.
Some places the shoes you're wearing matter.
Yeah,
When you need to have that pair of shoes, you gotta put them on and go.
I never.
Anyways, I'm not gonna tell you that you're bad. You do great art. You
No,
should just
I-
do your fucking art.
I guess, but I mean, that's a very broad statement, you know, do your art, but how? You know, what's the approach? Like, you know, this, like, I can do anything. I have more
What,
ideas
you've
that I
done it a
can
million
deal
times.
with, than I can deal with. You know, just like, how do you get strategic about it? And how do you elevate to the next
Here's
level?
what you do, dude. You pre-plan. You wanna know how I've done it all
Yes,
these
of
years? All
course.
these
Why the
different
fuck do you
genres?
think I came all the way out here? Yes, I want to hear how
Okay.
you do it.
It's just common sense, bro.
Not every, common sense is
It's
only
like, here's what you
common.
need. Here's what you need to make art. You need time and space.
Mhm.
And you need materials.
What about
right?
money?
Well, that's what you spend your money on, is the time and the space and the materials. But then you actually go there and you stop partying and you just, you know, you keep the facade of the in touch
I
guy
don't party-
and you spend
party
like
is
30
just
days
music.
locked behind a door working, and you go out for the one party where you expose yourself and you repeat. And everything you do, if you're trying to build, every penny you spend, you gotta spend it on like shit that will make you more money. It's not like hey, I had a great show and I made like 10 grand and you go blow it all, having a good time. You
I
know,
don't do that.
Making
You
a
think I
fucking
do
porno
that? You
video.
think I
or
do
fuck,
that? You
I don't
think
know.
I'm reckless with my money?
You're doing something wrong because you fucking sold a ton of shit for real dough. So I don't want to hear
It's
that
not
you're
as
like,
real
oh,
as-
no
it's
one's
not
buying
as-
my
it's
art,
not
I'm
as
making no
real as
money.
you think as it might seem. I'm glad it seems that way.
You've
But
sold,
it's
but
not.
you've sold everything you've ever made.
Yeah, but it's cheap.
Do you know how many artists have never sold a single
Yeah,
piece?
and I feel for them. I feel for them. But it's more. It's not. It's.
You know?
It's not real money.
Or,
It's
you
not
know,
real
you
money.
do something,
It's
you
not
find
real
a
money.
business partner, which, you know, you had for a long time, and you listen to your business partner.
No, that's
Because
a better idea.
all the business partner wants to do is make money and leave you alone to do your work. But then, like, you can't bite the hand that feeds. And I've seen you do that.
Tell me.
With Dove, dude.
I've been bitten Dove's hand.
Yeah, you jerked him around with some
How?
shit, dude.
How? Like what?
Just,
He's come to me with some lame shit too. Come on.
yeah, but as long as he's paying for it, who cares?
It does matter because it's like if you put out enough lame shit, and this is nothing against him, but you know, there's been a few miscalculations. I've seen.
Yeah, but look at it overall, dude.
I've abused my fans. Have you? Have you ever done that? Have you ever asked too much? Of your
Probably,
fans?
yeah, I probably haven't. I probably have done that in the past by getting lazy and complacent about things.
Well, what about just asking them to too much of them? You know, it's like how many fucking like you got people that will buy everything you make, right?
Not really. I don't operate. I've never operated that way. I've always operated as a sort of like it's a business. Like when I was doing all
Yeah,
the
you
music,
went Buff Monster and everybody. But
right? When I was doing all the music stuff, like that wasn't like, you know, art and convincing collectors to collect my shit. Like I was doing actual shit for actual bands and actual shows, and then people decided they wanted to collect it, and I was more than happy to sell them all they wanted. But it was like the expectation was like it was a wholesale business. Right? You know, and the same thing with the toys. Like, everyone's running out being all elitist about their fucking shit. I'm like, cool, I get paid to make toys. I went out and made a fucking toy for anybody that would want to make one with me. And everyone gave, you making all these fucking toys? And you know what? They all sold. And everybody was happy and I made money and I established a big presence in the market.
yeah, you did that.
Okay?
You're the 800-pound gorilla.
But like, you know, I'm not taking a thing like, oh look, I made this. I mean, I used to do fine art, but it's, you know, fucking takes forever and then like, the money's gone.
So you have no interest in that
No,
whatsoever?
I fucking did tons of fine art shows in the 90s, and it's all a jerk off, dude, because it's like, you work for 6 months, it's a total pain in the ass to do, and if you do the real math, at the end of it, you're making minimum wage.
If you're lucky.
Okay, so it's like, what, and I don't have the ego thing, like, I'm not in this for, like, I don't give a fuck if anybody recognizes me. Like, I like making money, and I like doing shit. I like having my shit happen, right? That's all I care about. So whether it's my shit or now like I'm working with the fucking company, making other people's shit, whatever the fuck I'm doing, I just like the action aspect of it. But what you got to do is I've done okay over the years. You know, the thing is that like pretty much everything you do has got to make you money at the end. And if you're doing something where you're losing money or time, you have to stop doing that.
That's the chief concern if it makes money. And if there's no other value.
But anything you do can make money. Because I know people that make a living painting on fucking spoons and shit, dude, whatever. You can make money doing anything.
Yeah, I know that. Well, I think making money is like, and that's what my problem was. I think that there's a certain state of mind that goes along with it, or just a certain self-bearing that goes along with it.
And the thing what you got to do, if you want to have a super long career selling crap to people, which is what we do. The thing is, man, you know, people come and go. Collectors, you know, you're pretty dependent on collectors, probably entirely, right?
And you're not?
No.
What are you dependent on? So where does it come from then?
I for the last 10 years, you know, I mean, I self-produce stuff for collectors, yeah, but that's like a small percentage of the income. I do jobs for other companies. Like, people have a clothing line, they want designs. I will do designs for money for them. It's up to them to fucking sell it.
Yeah, that's great. That's nice work if you can get it.
Right, you know, these days
I
I run to do
that ever.
Why? I'm sure people have approached you.
Never.
Why not?
Not once. I've never been offered
That I don't
that
believe
type
and I
of-
don't understand.
I don't understand either, but nobody's asked me to do anything like that ever. I would do that too.
No,
Shouldn't have
but,
said
but what this takes though is you have to be
people think
flexible.
I'm too
It's like,
dangerous.
no, you do a real specific thing. Okay, you're known for this one thing. It's real specific. It's really interesting to you on all kinds of multiple levels, to where for other people maybe parts of it are interesting. So I think we've had this talk before. You need to
Let's get it
fucking
on
do
record.
some different shit once in a while.
Okay, like what?
I don't know, dude. Create some kind of different objects.
What do you
or
mean by
graphics.
different? I've done all kinds of different shit. I don't think you
No,
know my
most
work
all
at
your stuff
I don't
is-
think you know my work at all.
Okay, I don't know your
You
fault.
don't.
Fine, all right.
I mean, you know parts of it. You maybe know like the superficial hits, but I don't know. Have you drilled down? Have you studied my work?
It's all based on collage.
Yeah, so I think,
Okay.
oh, okay, fine, that's broad,
Alright.
that's broad.
All right, and you're either collaging, okay, and it's all collage, and none of it is original material,
No,
okay? So why don't you try some original material for a change? Why don't you try a more coherent, non-collagey format? Why don't you try something that's like the total polar opposite? Because the real value in your work is always the jokes and the ideas, okay? That translates into any format. So, I can do a crude punk rock collage, I've done a million of them, right? But at the same time, I can sit down and like design a highly refined consumer product that has a weird joke in it too. People do like the range, and if you do it enough, what happens, you never lose your original core. And you never become a nostalgia act. What you do is like you can like get multi-generational with your collector base. And then like right now, I'm making a ton of money because all the crap I did back in the 90s for all those fucking bands and shit.
it's cool again.
That shit's all cool again, right? So all I'm doing is
How
like
much money are you making?
getting phone calls from people in Japan and shit going, hey, like how much to reuse these old graphics? And I'm naming a price, they're going cool, and I'm redoing them, and it's like nothing, it takes like a day. So so what you have to do is you got to build a catalog of work that's wide and
draw.
varied.
I can't draw.
You can learn, dude, you have an eye, you can learn how to draw.
No, I can't.
Sure you can.
No, I don't think I could ever. I can't learn. I can't draw. That my whole.
Well, here's the thing,
my whole
you
career
can cheat
comes
it
out of
though,
not being
but
able
you
to
can
draw.
cheat it, you get a right table, and you start by tracing shit and recombing stuff and learning little tricks. That's how we all learn. But I don't want to lecture you how to live your life, dude, but if you're complaining, I mean...
I'm not complaining. I don't. No, I'm not complaining.
Hey, man,
you just
you know,
accused
if you
me.
wanna- if you wanna-
accused. This all started because you got mad at my jacket.
No, I'm not mad at your
And I
jacket.
told you
I'm
that
just
I
like-
was,
I just
just not
busted
buying
your
a lot of
ass.
clothes right now.
Okay.
If I make money, I reinvest.
So send
it
your
into my-
old shit to
I
Morgan.
reinvest it. Well, but the thing is,
All right, what do you want to talk about now?
No, I don't. I want to leave.
I'm not going to sit here and lecture you for an hour because it's going to make me look like a fucking asshole and feel like...
Listen, that's on you, Frank. It's like I didn't. Hey, what's the noise over here? Nah, listen, I just wanted to get people who watch my show think you're great, or they think you're interesting.
No,
or they
I'm a
wanna
piece
know
of
what
shit.
the fuck you think, and apparently I'm known for having some sort of gifted ability to get like some real shit out of my subject. But that matter, it's like I fucking get people to.
Well,
fucking
so here's the
people
thing.
give a fuck about this.
So here's what it comes down to. It's like, what it really comes down to, I think, is like, what do you want to get out of this? Is like, what is this poor fucking cat's tip?
I don't know.
So I mean, what are you getting out of this? Like,
Out of this interview?
No, out of like your career.
I mean, like you said before, it's just like I get to make a living doing whatever the fuck I want. I make what I want to make. I have a good time doing it. I enjoy it. I sell work. I have fun. I get to live where I live. I fucking creates a life. So I haven't really been able to accumulate any kind of wealth. It's like I'm making a living, but I haven't been able to amass anything. I don't really own anything. And I was.
Is that important to you?
I mean, it's nice to have some security, don't you think? To own where you live, or just to have some money in the bank and just like.
It takes a long time, really.
Yeah, it takes a long time, but it's like I haven't done that. It's like I have.
Well, do you take a 1/3 of your income and put it in the savings every
Of
month?
course not. I can't afford.
Well,
to
that's
do
what you
that.
got to fucking do. There's no way
I'm
around
working
it.
on it. I listen. I have there's like money
Yeah.
mentalities that go along.
Look, you're
with
probably
money.
making 80 to 100 grand a year. I would imagine.
on a
Easy.
good year. This last
Okay.
year was not so.
And you're blowing it all living in like one of the most expensive, and I don't even know why you want to fucking live there because it fucking sucks.
No,
it's me.
It doesn't suck.
It's a fucking who gives a fuck, dude?
It's where I grew up there. My family's there. My friends are there. It's like.
Well, dude, sometimes you gotta move.
When
So
my
if you're
parents
getting-
die, I'm gonna move. That's my plan.
Look, Morgan, here's a reality, bro. Okay, like you're a little guy who's fit, but you're getting old, and I'm telling you, I'm in my 50s. That shit starts to accelerate. Okay, your window of opportunity is really fucking short. All right.
I'm lucky I
If you
got
want to
this
get
far.
real serious about like the money and the shit, move to a really cheap place, work your ass off, and stick as much money into some kind of savings plan as you can, because you're gonna fucking turn around and be 60, dude. Boom, like that. It's gonna happen like that. I'm telling you right now. Okay? And the thing is, man, like no matter how much will you got, like you get up in the morning and your fucking body just can't do it no
So
more.
then I'll die. So then I'll just fucking die.
Okay, so that's your attitude. Why are you worried about money at all? Can't have it both ways.
Yes, you can. You need money to live. You need money to do
Okay.
shit.
So I'm telling you how to make money.
No, you're not. You haven't said one single thing.
Discipline,
I got discipline, man.
Okay.
I work 12 hours a day.
reality about your situation.
Yeah, okay.
If you're spending all of your money maintaining an apartment and a studio in fucking Manhattan, well, what's the point of that? If you were 20, man, I could see it because, hey, you build a career in it. But no, dude, you're like, like, You'd be much better off, dude, just moving fucking upstate. You want to go hang out here to jump on the fucking train.
You may be right, but I still feel like even if I was making the same amount of money that I'm making now, but not paying that rent, it still wouldn't really get
Double your prices.
People aren't going to pay double the price.
Okay, well, you know, some people work at Taco Bell, so welcome to reality, bro. You know, like, so you got to do something.
I know that.
If you can't generate more income due to time constraints, right?
You got to cut your costs.
You got to cut your costs.
I cut a bunch of costs already.
Well,
you can only cut so long. You can't, without growth, cutting is useless. You still have to have growth.
I don't know, why don't you get a rich brother?
I got that. It's just like that's not the point. It's like I would like to continue to do my work. I have other talents besides coming up with smarmy little fucking toys.
Now this is where you're gonna lose it, dude. No one wants to see your fucking dick. There's no fucking money in porn. Okay, like forget about it.
What if, say,
like that is gonna be the biggest rat hole ever. Do what you want to do.
Making fucking toys is a rat hole. This sucks. This isn't doing anything.
He's working a regular job.
You figured it out somehow. You figured it out. You have something going on here. Not everyone could do what you did. You think I could do what you did?
Sure, totally.
Exactly the same thing. Kid Robot's gonna give me some nice job.
Yeah, because like, you know, I've been doing business for a long time and like I made a deal. They owed me money. I angled the deal, dude.
Okay. Well, let me ask you. Let's turn around because I have my fantastical aspirations that may or may not come true that involve music and movies and TV.
And you know the Kid Robot thing, it's really a job, dude. Like, you know, I'm responsible for like a lot of money and a lot of career. Like, you know, and I got 20 people that I got to organize.
I don't need that kind of responsibility and agita in my life. But like you did that for the money, right? You want to make money. You just want to make money, right? That's what you asked me.
No, a major part of that is that so like if you want to get philosophical, in the toy scene, without a tentpole company, which Kid Robot is the last one, the scene dissolves. Now, I actually like the toy scene. I like toys.
Yeah, but are you dependent on it?
Yes, because here's the thing. It's like, if there's no scene, there's no context, and no one wants these things anymore, at all.
Unless you're your own context.
No, but I'm not my own context.
I'm
always part of something else.
No, you don't think Kozik shit would live on even if the designer...
No, because I like to work within hierarchies and structures. I worked in the music business for a long time, then in the toy scene, in the fine art thing.
Yeah, but you were always you when you did those things.
Right, but it was always a collaborative effort. Like what I did, okay, and a lot of stuff I did was I actually formed associations of people. All right, it creates a pool of activity that gives value to the work. So it creates its own value structure. If I had been sitting in a hole somewhere by myself with no contact of any sort all these years, doing my shit, I'd just be some nutty folk artist. No one would care.
Okay, but I'm saying within all those worlds that you've collaborated and dealt with, you were always Kozik, you know.
Okay, well you see me. Okay, you've seen me be Kozik a million times. What am I doing?
I have no fucking idea what you're doing.
What, you don't see me like talking to people and making deals and like figuring out shit?
You do shit all the time.
Okay, well then that's how you do it.
I guess the question is to what end though? It's like you just broke my balls about money and you think it's
why
do you need to make money? What's important? Why do you need
to
make
money? I'm married, like when my wife is younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want financial security for her for her entire fucking life.
Right, of course. Okay.
Like I
have those concerns.
I used to live in my fucking car.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to do that again.
That's no way to live.
Okay, like I like having like plenty of money. I like going to nice places. I like owning new cars.
Yeah, okay.
I like eating whatever I want to eat whenever I want to eat.
Yeah, we all love all that.
I want to buy a new computer. I like buying a new computer. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yes, because the thing is, in our society, okay, money equals freedom of scope of action.
Yeah.
If you ain't got money, you can't do shit.
No shit.
All right. So, and I know what it's like because
I
worked the lowest level blue collar jobs that ever existed until I was 30 years old, and then I started making money off of it.
Here's the question.
And I don't ever want to go back. So I apply all that level of work and discipline into what I do.
So okay.
Because when people just see me when I show up and I'm a big abrasive asshole, they haven't seen the 100,000 hours I've sat in rooms like this by myself all night long in tears, like trying to grind out some fucking stupid shit that I don't want to do for money. that's what it takes.
Yeah, I know.
Unless you're lucky.
I do that too. I don't even think I'm some kind of slouch.
Unless you're lucky and you're a big artist and like, you know, you're really good.
Well, those guys.
Yeah, but did you do Slim Jim packaging for 4 years? I don't think so. I didn't.
No, but I've done other miserable.
But hey, it made me a bunch of money.
I mean, I've sat in a room fucking surrounded by fucking resin dust and spray paint fumes, making little fucking.
Yeah, well, that's where you're insane. That's where you should job that shit out.
You know what a fucking knurl is? I used to make knurls.
Yeah, but you know, that's where you job that out and you make it cut off
When
someone
I'm
else.
just saying, I'm trying to commiserate on the blue collar shit. I used to work in fabrication shops.
Right.
I was
So you should have learned a lesson
shop.
then, and you should have learned a lesson that like you actually it's actually more time efficient for you to make 10 cents off of that instead of $1. But like someone else doing all the work.
Well, if you're the one doing the work, and that's the asset that's making money.
No, like you don't understand what I'm saying.
No, explain.
It's like okay, like you know, like I make vinyl toys.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm not going to set up a vinyl production facility. That's insane. I pay someone else to make the toys.
Yeah, I know. Well, I used to be the guy working in the factory.
Yeah, well, you don't have to be. You do the math, and like you just get efficient, and you do enough to where it's like your smaller cuts add up to more.
Well, then here's a question. So, like, I mean, is your whole motivation for all the work that you do is to make money?
No.
What? Okay, so let's just say there's a lot of it. It's a significant or portion of it is, or most of your creative decisions
Well, it has to make money.
are happening in a context of making money.
Yeah.
Just say, is there some dollar? What's a dollar amount that someone could give you right now that would make you, where you wouldn't have to work ever again? Like what? $10 million?
No, I could stop working now.
You could stop working now, and you could retire right now.
Yeah.
So why don't you?
Because I fucking put a bullet in my head. What am I going to do? Watch TV?
Well, I would like to. Yeah. What would you?
So here's my basic. I actually had a conversation with somebody else about this today. So like, there's 3 kinds of people in the world, dude. There's rubes. There's rubes. There's carnies, and there's wannabes.
Okay, go on.
Okay. Like I've been a wannabe, not a carny. I don't ever want to be a fucking rube.
What's the difference? A rube is just somebody who doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Okay. Another analogy. You go to strip clubs, right?
No, I've been to strip.
Okay, you go to strip clubs, right? Like there's strippers. Okay, there's pimps and there's johns.
So the John is the rube, the mark.
Okay, so my impulse my whole life is like I don't want to be the rube. Okay, so I'll go to something I think is interesting. I'm like, well, fuck, how can I actually like be part of this for real, not just be a observer, right? Mm-hmm. Like start off in the punk rock scene, 1979, 1980. Fucking got into the scene. This is awesome. I tried to be in bands. I fucking sucked. I couldn't be in a band. Well, I didn't want to be some dipshit at the show. So like, oh, people like, hey, dude, you can draw. Can you do a poster? Sure. So I started doing it. So like, became a participant. Okay, in something that was stimulating to me. And then I became such a part. And I'm like, well, fuck, I want to do this like, and just do this only. And that's always been my approach.
I'm just saying, if you never ever had to think about money ever again, how would you occupy yourself exactly the same way you're occupied now? Would you really be working for a kid robot?
No, I'd probably move back to Europe and like I don't know, fucking like garden a lot or something. I don't fucking.
I mean, would you just give up creativity altogether, or
no? Maybe I just do whatever.
Just be a painter, right?
Yeah.
And just not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Would you consider that to be a satisfactory situation?
Yeah, it'd be fine.
You don't have any bigger goals? You don't want to make a movie? Or...
I've made movies. I've done all that shit.
Okay, so you're done with all that shit.
It's just like, I didn't build I could have had a career, but like, at a crucial juncture, like I decided not to do a deal, and then like, music videos shit the bed, and like, then I had a movie deal with a dude, what's his face, Gus Van Sant or whatever, and it just never worked out.
Yeah, but now you.
Because like he's like give me 3 properties you'd like to do, and like well they're all optioned, and it was like we just never made a movie.
Yeah, but the thing is, you now have enough money to make whatever movie you want.
No.
Would if you did?
I don't have time.
Would you? I'm saying if you did. If you had all the money in the world, what would your creativity be?
I don't know. Maybe I would just dedicate myself to fucking with Trump. I don't know.
Okay, that's valuable. How are you enjoying the presidency?
It's ironic. I'm making money off it. My stocks are through the roof.
Everybody should be making money off it.
So it's like he's a fucking moron, and it's just fucking all sad and fucked, and like it just I can't even like really deal with it.
Is he really a moron, or is he some kind of savant?
No, he's just a.
But then how did he get?
His dad, because dude, the guy.
Yeah, okay, his dad.
He got what you want. Like
okay,
somebody
but
his old man handed him a pile of loot and a ton of connections.
But that was 50 years ago.
Well, he kept fucking.
Plenty of people could fuck
He
that
fucking
up
kept the
50
scam
years.
going long enough to where he got big enough to where like everyone's gonna kiss his ass because they think that they're gonna be the one to get a deal off the guy. He's just a scammer.
And you think that's how he won the presidency?
No, I know how he won the presidency.
How?
The Democrats are fucking retarded. Okay, they refuse to address the common man. They refuse to address the disaffected people. Like, I go to redneck land, dude. I don't just stay in big cities, okay? Like, I go to fucking Wyoming and North Dakota and fucking Fresno and all
Why
that
do you
fucking
do that?
shit. Well, sometimes it's like to go do travel trips, and then like I actually have friends that are like plumbers in like, you know, Rapid City, for example. Who the guy's a friend of mine, okay? And the thing is that like, you know, like, let's put it this way, even I would get aggravated to hear like Hillary and Obama kind of tell me like I didn't know what I was doing with my life. I can't imagine, you know, and then like, so imagine like you're a frustrated dipshit redneck dude, and all you hear from the left wing is how you're doing it wrong, everything you like is wrong.
I hear that from the right wing
So
too.
people, it's different, dude.
How is it different?
It's different. It's not condescending.
You don't think that endless moralizing of the fucking right with all their fucking abortion bullshit isn't
That's
the
just
same thing?
that's more abstract. This is I don't know how to tell you. Like, let's put it this way. It's like I'm a hyper liberal, okay. But even me being a hyper liberal, I got so tired of the bullshit from so the Democrats fucked themselves. They got behind Hillary Clinton that like nobody wants Hillary, and it's not because they're misogynistic. It's just because she's fucked. Okay,
Yeah,
the Clintons fucked this country. I was an adult in the 90s, like in the 80s and 90s.
I was an adult.
Clintons
too.
fucked this country up bad, dude, in a lot of ways economically. You know, the poor, yes, backward ass hillbilly Christian schlubs, of which there's a ton of, have spent the last 3 decades being told they're worthless and fucked. And they just finally just got so pissed off that here comes this dude that's just fucking giving everybody the finger. They're like, fuck yeah, I'm voting for that dude. And they did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, on the left, all right, Bernie Sanders came along. He motivated the same disgruntled people on the left. But the Democratic National Committee, which is a corrupt bag of shit, fucked that dude over. They got behind Hillary, and they lost the momentum.
Yeah, I know. And
So
they're not
Trump got
elected.
Trump got elected because the Democrats are a bag of shit, okay, and they backed the wrong person, okay. Bernie Sanders got out like the youngest vote, the most populous vote, like a real American vote, okay, and they didn't back him. Okay, there you go. That's why Trump won.
What the fuck it has to do with anything?
He's fighting the system.
Okay, so
Because the thing is, like, I personally know like, a lot of frustrated rednecks that are just ready to burn it all down. They're like, fuck it, let's just set it all on fire. It can't be any worse than working at fucking Taco Bell,
That's my family. Pretty
well,
much.
right?
Ohio, Rust Belt.
Yeah, it's all these young people, all these young millennials that live in San Francisco and are drinking their $8 cups of coffees. They don't fucking know. They're gonna find out one day.
well,
Okay, when they get old and fat and like unemployable. Okay, but there's desperation in this country. Okay, and the thing is, the left does nothing to help them or appeal to them. All the left
yeah,
does
and
is
the right
moralize.
just exacerbates.
They
it.
just moralize to them, like, well, you're obviously
Yeah, well, the
fucked
right
'cause
wing
you're-"
tells them what they want to hear, and
Right, so
behind
no
the scenes
mystery
fucking
why-
exacerbates what makes it actually
Right.
worse.
So no mystery why Trump won. He put on a great show for those people, and they turned out
Yeah, no, I know.
and they voted for him.
Yeah, I know.
End of story.
I hope that works out great for everybody.
Well, dude,
how
it's-
are you gonna benefit? You're benefiting. How are you benefiting from
my
it?
stocks are through the roof.
Yeah, you think that's gonna last?
Sure.
Okay.
Because every time I got a bump.
How much stocks do you have? When did you
I
start
have
doing
enough.
that?
I have plenty.
When did you get into that?
I don't know, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
30 years ago, always.
How do you do it? With a broker, or you just buy your own shit
Just
directly?
buy your own shit. Just don't buy stupid shit.
How do you decide what to buy?
You buy shit that you use. So like my wife's rule, it's like, do we use it every day? Yeah, we should invest in it.
But do you have to check that every day, or how often do you engage with moving that around? Or
You buy shit like okay, let me give you an
Like
example.
Apple,
You buy
you
shit
know,
that's
like
like
Apple,
air.
right?
You buy air, you buy cement. You buy shit like that. So it's like, what's that now? It's like, okay, you don't buy credit card companies. You buy the company that owns all the ATM systems that makes money off of every single credit card transaction, no matter what the card company is. That's the stock you buy. You buy basic fundamental stock.
And then you draw money
And then
for
you,
this?
no, you just let it sit forever in tax-free accounts
How
until you get
long is
old.
forever?
Until you hit like 65.
And then you cash it out?
Yeah,
Or you
over
keep-
time,
keep-
over
keep
time.
buying stuff.
Yeah, because like.
Because I mean, I know guys that have the 3 screens going and they're fucking.
Well, whatever,
over
they're maybe
every day.
gonna, that's like going to Vegas. Like, it was a different approach. You just like fucking put money away every month and you don't buy dumb
So it's
shit
just like
and you
an
let it sit.
extended savings account. It's not like you're not playing that.
But there's like things though, dude. There's benefits because what you do is like you just this shit accrues, dude. And
But
it's
the
like,
thing is, it all could go to shit too, right? It could also go down. Wasn't that?
even only in the short term. In the recession of 2008, I bought a bunch of shit. Like I had cash, I bought more stock. That stock has gone ballistic because I bought it when it was low. And then you hang on to it.
Yeah, but what happens if it tanks out? You just ride.
It'll never.
ride
If it tanks out that bad,
You bought the
I'm
wrong
not
shit.
worried about money. I'm worried about like where's the next can of beans going to come from. I got to get it going.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like
No.
if it ever tanked out that bad, like money is the least of your worries because there'll be nothing to buy.
Okay. All right. I get it. Okay. Fine. No, I mean just curious, because I know people that have that shit, but it's like, how does it help you in the regular term? Like how?
Okay, you want to borrow money to start a business. You
yes,
can leverage
that's like
that. You've got shit to put up. You've got collateral. You're a person of means. Banks give you better deals. People listen to you. You can incorporate. Are you incorporated? It's the first thing you should have done.
No, I have an LLC.
Yeah, well, you should get an S corp. I don't know what it is.
I had that already.
You get a pass-through S corp because then you pay yourself with dividends. You're paying a lower tax rate. There's a million things that you can do. Yeah. So
Tell me your
leverage
debt
it.
secrets.
don't ever accrue it.
Well, what if you already did?
Well, then pay it off as quickly as you can and don't ever get in debt again. Because debt kills the future. Debt removes future potential. And usually the stuff you're in debt for is crap that is use and throw away. So if you're putting shit like food
No, never do that.
and anything, consumer goods, any of that shit on credit,
The
you're
only
just
thing
you're just setting fire to money.
The only thing I put on my credit card is like capital expenses, like a computer. Like I'm going to use this every day.
Right, and is that credit card your business card so you can then take all your full amortization, all that shit on the equipment year after year and save money in your taxes?
Yeah, I
all
just
that
thought
stuff?
that.
Okay, good.
I mean, I'm not completely stupid. It's like I got into a little trouble. I had a couple of bumpy months, couple of bumpy years, and I lost money, and I wound up going into a bit of a hole with my rent. And I found myself in a bit of a hole.
But here's the thing, it's like, okay, you're a creative person, people buy your work, you can always make more money. It's just like, so if you want more money, Morgan, we'll get back to the stupid money thing. This is going to be like, it's like the worst interview ever.
I know, that's what I always think, and then everyone tells me how fucking brilliant I am. So keep going.
Okay? Because
I'll
I'm
let
just
it
coming
out.
off like a dickhead here.
I imagine you're being yourself, and you're just saying what's coming to your mind, and you're not censoring it. You're fine. Like, people want to know
But-
this kind of shit.
The thing with money is
People
I'm no
are
genius,
jealous.
okay? My wife is good with money. But I learned my lesson because I had a record label, okay?
Oh god, what a great way to lose money.
And my record label did great. We made money and we made money and we grew and we grew and we grew and we got greedy. Okay, because bands were like, we want to sell more records. Can you do CDs? Because that was only vinyl. This is back in the 90s, right? Should have been doing it today. So I was like, I want to stay vinyl only, but bands were like, well, we'll give you our next record and we'll do a CD. So okay, so I started doing the CDs and we started selling a lot of records. I broke, I broke a lot of bands. Some of them got real famous.
Anyone we'd have heard of?
Sure, I did I did like the first Queens of the Stone Age shit. And I brought over
You
all.
put out your first record.
Yeah, I put out Turbo Negro, and I put out all the Desert Sessions records. I did Turbo Negro, and I was the first one to bring over like all that doom metal shit from Europe, and we did the Helicopters, all this stuff. Did a Melvins record, we did a lot of really cool records, and because it all started during grunge, like a lot of good bands couldn't get a record deals. And and I put out uncensored shit. Like I'm like, I'll pay for the recording. You record wherever you want to. I'll package it and sell it. We did great. But what happened was I outgrew my independent distributor, so I had to go to a major distributor. So I ended up having to go to Sony for distribution.
That fucked it up.
Well, yeah, because Sony required huge amount of inventory. They had multiple warehouse locations. I was stupid. I went to the bank and got a big fucking loan to reprint our whole catalog to suit Sony. Okay. And then about 6 months in, Sony pulled out of that fucking distribution
And that's
business
nothing to them.
and bankrupted RE distribution, and it took me down, it took down Caroline distribution, and there was this huge scythe came and just fucked about 20 independent distributors and about 100 independent music labels all around
You think they
2001.
did that on purpose?
No, they just decided to get out of the business. And And I got left holding the bag for like fucking $2 million.
What did
You
you
know.
do?
Well, I did a bankruptcy. Had no way to pay it. So I had to shut everything down, did a full bankruptcy, and started over.
When you declare bankruptcy, what happens? Do they take your shit?
It's really complex, man. It's really complicated. It boils down to basically, first, you gotta provide full records and your shit's gotta be correct, and ours was. And then they can't attach like your personal stuff, like you have the right to, you know, have a place to live in a car and like your tools of the trade to make a living and all this stuff.
So then how do you come back from
But like I did a corporate bankruptcy with my company.
So your company went bankrupt. But
Yes.
does that stop you from just starting another company?
No.
So then who eats all that debt?
The bank was a jerk. They didn't give a fuck.
The-
A few vendors got burned, you know.
And then,
Some bands got burned.
so you can just, right after that, just start another company and nobody says anything and nobody wants that money?
Yeah, because legally, when your bankruptcy is done, like nobody can bother you. That's the whole point of it, is so that you can get a fresh start.
But technically you could just bankrupt one company after the next. And the
Well,
person
no, I
that's
mean, there's some
actually
things, like I could never
bankrupt
get an American Express card, like they won't give you a card.
because of that.
Yeah, and you know, it's like, but yeah, some people do it once in a while. It's not a fun process.
No, thankfully it's hard.
You know, it was, it was a little sad.
And
They
you
got
have no
caught.
inclination to give them their money back.
How, I can't.
Why? Can't just-
Because they can come to the court and they can put a claim on all the shit and no one shows up. I mean, there was like millions of dollars worth of inventory. So the point of the matter is though, I should have been more realistic. I should have been like, you know what? I'm not gonna like get greedy. I'm not gonna try to enlarge the business beyond what I'm comfortable with. I'm gonna stay with my independent distributor. I'm not gonna put out CDs. I'm not gonna go borrow like $800,000 from Bank of America in an attempt to make more money on something I don't have full control over.
It's
See what I'm
just,
saying?
that seems like a typical pitfall that everybody in business falls into at some point.
And you're in business, so
I've done that too.
don't ever borrow money to fund
I've
production.
done
Don't
it.
ever fucking do it.
Well, I haven't done that, but it's like I've tried to I had a good thing going, and it's like, how do we do more of this? Let's just up the level of shit we're producing, and that's what I was saying.
No, then you oversaturate your market.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I was asking.
That's why I'm saying you've got to change it up.
I asked too much of my collectors, I was like,
You gotta
I
do different
asked them
shit.
to buy more shit that was less good, and they all fucking left. And
Well, also,
I
there's
have my own
also-
store of wisdom. I know you think I'm
But also,
some kind of fight.
you should have kept it. You should have been. You should have more fucking Don Vito Corleone, the Galactic Jerkbag guys. I mean, all those guys that came in your wake started hopping your shit. You should have been check it out. This is all awesome, but I kind of you need to I need to get a taste of everything. You should have fucking. And there was a time you could have done that.
You don't think I thought of that?
But there was a time you could have done that because they all sold their shit through Dove, okay, and they were all
So Dove would have
kind
had
of
to have been
vaguely
on
getting
board.
permission from you to do shit, okay? Now don't tell me they weren't, okay? So you let that slip through your fucking hands, okay? Because what you could have done is you could have basically collaborated with all those dudes, okay? And some stuff and made it as a distributor with Dove or something, and you could have kept sort of creative hand in the pie and got a little piece of all that action because those guys would not be doing shit if it wasn't for you.
You're right about that, but
And that's something that you failed to do. Which being from New York,
you don't think I thought about that? That every
how the
single
fuck did you
person,
not have fucking done that?
because there's no enforcement behind it.
Sure
How am I
there
going to
is.
enforce that? Of course, all those guys should be kicking up 10% of everything they earn to me, right?
Not so much that, so much you do your edition of their shit, they do their edition of your shit, you get a cut.
Why the
all
fuck
that
would I
kind
want
of
to
cool
sit
that
there
shit.
and have to get involved with the creative process with all these people? There's not that much money there. It's not that much
It's
money.
more than you got
For
now.
the amount, no, look, I could make just as much money doing my own shit. The odds are
Then why are you complaining about money? Because you could be making your money you're making now, and you could be doing all that shit too.
You know what, maybe-
And who knows, one of those things could have led to another thing, which could have led to another
All
thing.
that shit is crap and I hate it. So that's why.
But you invented the format.
Let them have fun, man. I can still trade on that. Let them have their fun with that. I don't need to get involved with that shit. What am I gonna do? Look at every single release that comes along and have to put some fingerprint on it?
Sure, that's what I did.
I don't have time for that shit. I really don't have time for that shit. Let them have their fun. I can live with the
What,
flow.
you don't have time, what are you doing?
I'm working on my own work. Come on, I'm vulnerable here. Take a shot. Don't torpedo at me.
Why?
Because this is what the people want to see.
Are you like a masochist, dude?
No, not at all. I'm not really sadistic. Do you have to be one or the other?
I think so.
I don't really particularly like inflicting pain on other people, but I don't like to be hurt either. But, what about the toy thing? So what
Toy thing?
Yeah, let's talk about toys. Just that's what people want to know about.
Well, it's interesting. I see a big transition. I think there's still kind of like, I think the collector thing is plateaued. You know, they come and they go. It is what it is. You know, DesignerCon, I think, is a pretty good indicator of the collector's toy scene.
Mm-hmm.
On a larger level, what's interesting is, like, over time, Eddie, leave that alone. Over time, Funko's been a big help in this.
Go on.
I don't have to explain what a blind box is anymore.
No.
Funko has actually done everybody a big favor. They've legitimized and popularized the formats. So now, we're having, like, to me, here's the future of toys. This is what I'm trying to do with Kid Robot. Can never be a big business just on art toys. You're really limited to a collector base there. And doing all license, yeah, you make a lot of money, but like, who wants to do that all day long, right? So what I've been doing at Kid Robot is, with more and more, we're getting artists, putting them together with a licensed property, letting the licensor, letting them make it kind of weird, and everyone's happy.
Interesting.
And then the big box stores, the big retailers, they'll buy that stuff because they're like, oh, it's Batman, we'll buy it. Because if I just go, hey, it's Brand Peters, they're like, who's Brand Peters? But if I go, hey, it's Batman,
but it's
buy Brand Peters.
It's a weird, interesting Batman.
Buy Brand Peters, they'll buy it, and they'll buy large amounts, and those amounts are increasing. Sales are up at Kid Robot every month. Like it's the company's it's in really healthy shape and it's growing. And so my master plan over there is like, we'll continue to do purely licensed toys. We'll continue to do pure art toys, right? Just because we sort of have a moral imperative to do that, I think, okay? But I think the sweet spot is a clever combination of the two.
Already licensed toys.
Right, okay? Where, and it's not just like, you know, whatever cause ripping off SpongeBob, it's actually legitimate and everyone's making, you know, and the licensors making
What do you
money off of it
think,
too.
I want to go on with that, but parenthetically here, what do you think about the cause shit?
He did great. He went the elitist art route. It worked
What
for
do you
him.
think, just the end product of the work, like the Charlie Brown stuff? Do you like that stuff?
No, I mean, I don't really, I mean, you know, the thing is, I'm not really into super flat anymore, okay? And so it's like, I don't really care about his paintings and shit like that. They don't mean nothing to me. I think I like the figural pieces. Now, he's not the sculptor, some unknown guy in Medicom sculpted all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever his sculptor is a really great sculptor. The volumes are real pleasing, okay? Then again, I don't have any insight into his actual work process.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he's just sort of designing stuff and, like, you know, I do more and more now. I used to design the concepts and other people are doing the shit, right?
Work the execution.
But the thing is, he worked it well. Like, he won the game. He's the guy that, like, he did the snotty exclusivity thing just right. He made his deal with Medicom. He made his deal with Bape. They spent a lot of time and money putting him into the spotlight. Now he's doing, like, the fine art stuff where he's got giant wooden things in cast. So that's awesome. So it's like, if that's what you want to do, if you want to sort of become like that sort of exclusive, high-end artist like that, then he totally wins.
Right. No, I don't want to do that.
You know what I'm saying? So he did it right. He's the one guy from our scene that did it right in that context.
And is that no one else can do it after that?
Probably not, because he'll already like. There's only so much desire for that.
I guess.
And him and Murakami, maybe there's two.
I mean, the thing is, it's
Right.
so weird though, because I look at that stuff and I appreciate the hustle and the process and how we get there, but then I look at the actual work.
Well, it's not
and
dangerous. This is
left-
why.
left flat.
Well, this is the thing. Here's the whole point. It's like
That's why I'm kind of.
the reason
bummed
is
out.
like that's why Banksy's a big deal too. A lot of promotion, a lot of good opportunities, but the work itself is non-threatening.
Banksy's work?
Yeah, Banksy's work is non-threatening.
But there's a little bit
Cause's
more going
work
on
is
there.
non-threatening. Murakami's
Is
work
that what
is
it is? You have to
non-threatening.
be non-threatening?
Yes.
Are you self-threatening?
Not to the masses, no. The masses don't want to be threatened. They want to be comforted or think that they're achieving a higher social hierarchy by possessing something.
Do you feel like you do that with what you create? Are you?
Depends.
You?
I'm all over the place. I make stuff that's just cute because I know it'll sell and I like cute stuff. And then I make like fucked up shit that no one wants to buy.
Okay, so then, okay,
So I do it all.
so
I just do whatever I want to do.
What are the hot licenses that Kid Robot has right now that you think are the ones that are has the most potential for this sort of crossover treatment?
Well, oddly enough, Marvel and DC are asking us to do weird shit.
Okay, all right.
They went from no to being like really, and then Cartoon Network is being pretty cool about shit.
And so when are you going to call the Sucklord in to help out with any of these projects?
I don't know, man. The thing is, here's the problem, Morgan. I like your work, but I don't. You know, what would you do? Because
It depends on the project. I'm fucking good with the words and the concepts. That's what my thing is. You know, the packaging, the recontextualizing.
right, but here's the problem. So it's like that limits you to the dunny format. Now, if you want to do a dunny, I give you a dunny, no problem. You know,
I did it, Dunny. I already did it, Dunny.
Right. So the thing is, you want to do an art piece. You know, you want to do like a one-off kind of unique
No,
thing.
do something interesting with Marvel.
You know. Well, well, so here's how it works with Marvel. Okay, it's a total crapshoot. You can do a character concept. It's got to be a freestanding character of anything in their pantheon except for the Fantastic Four property. So no Fantastic Four, no Silver Surfer, no Galactus. I think no Thor.
No, Marvel owns Thor, doesn't it?
Huh? Yeah.
Why no Thor?
Oh, because those properties right now they're not doing anything with for
I see.
licensing. So for Marvel, okay, you can submit a design for anything,
Like a Green Goblin pizza.
whatever you want. Your interpretation of whether here. I'm doing a weird MODOK that looks like a 1930s Betty Boop version of MODOK.
So, if I
And
just-
then I'm just sending these concepts in, and they're going to say yes or no in the story.
And then if
Right.
they say yes, you're gonna.
And then they say
you're
yes,
gonna
we'll produce it.
manufacture.
Yeah. And,
So if I came to you with a whole bunch of
Just
fucking
email it to
concepts, then you'd fucking look at them and be like, yes, no, yes, no.
yeah, and then the ones I like, I send to Marvel and see what they say.
And then what would happen?
Then I would go, hey Morgan, we can pay you X to make your toy, and you would go yes or no, and if you said yes, I would give you X. We would make the toy and sell it. And then what you do with that from the promotional aspect is up to you.
But wait, okay, so the toy would get made. Kid
Yeah.
Robot would make the toy and sell the toy.
Yeah.
I have to promote it? Why the fuck
No,
would I
you,
have
for
to?
your own means. Oh, we'll promote it
No, you just
under
give me-
our
give me
normal
a fucking
channels.
check. That's all I want.
Yeah, you get a check. No, there's not that much money in it.
Well,
But,
how crazy are they willing to go?
Or
Or what do you think would be cool?
here's my approach.
I would love to
This
see
is what
shit get pushed to the limits.
Well, yeah, and this is what I've been telling everybody. I'm like, look, I would rather have them say no on something that's really crazy, and the chances they might say yes, than to do something like, because a lot of guys are coming back with stuff that's pretty tame because they don't want to get turned down. I'm like, hey, you don't know if you can get turned down or not, so why don't you just give them something totally insane? Because if they say yes, then fuck rad, because that's only happened a couple times. You get some pretty weird shit coming out.
So I have to draw this shit. I can just.
Yeah, I mean, there's limited limitations. You know, they can't be like using drugs.
Of course not. I
You
know.
know,
I
they can't
know.
be like, you know,
It can't be
fucking
too political.
boners.
It can't be religious.
Can't be
Can't be
boners, you know, and all
anything
that
like
kind of
that.
shit. But like, if you want to deconstruct you want to take one aspect of the hero's persona and involute it, or tell a weird story,
Or color scheme.
and it's got to be more than just a color scheme. It can't just be like it's the Hulk and he's pink. No, it's got to be something like
No, it's more like an
wild.
abstraction of the whole color.
Because you know we only gonna get to do so many of these things, and like I want them all to be really great.
Right. I'm not saying that I'm going to do this per se. I'm just always, looking for angles.
You want to make toys? Just send me concepts, dude. If you
Of
send
just
something,
anything.
yeah, you
I
send me
really
something
want-
that's gonna work, we'll make
I
it.
want to do like food toys. That's what I want to do.
We have a like Yummy World stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
It does well.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's great. Because normal people buy it.
What about like TV dinners?
Send me concepts.
Just send you ideas and you'll treat me right if you like them.
You'll get the same deals everybody else gets.
Okay, that's I can.
And
see
it's a
that.
much and it's a
I can
better
see
deal
that.
than it used to be. Like
Okay, but let's just
I
say,
gotta raise the rate.
there's two things I could do. It's like I could send you an idea. Here's a concept for a Sucklord toy that I want to do for. Or I could say like, here's a concept that I've created with that every single artist you fuck with can do something to. Is that
No, because the ownership does not want to pay ongoing IP for someone else's platform.
got it? Okay, cool.
So that's all it's taking.
Okay, cool. Then maybe.
Because we're already stuck. They're already stuck paying Tristan for his shit
And they
and
want
me
to
for
ever.
my
They
shit.
don't want to
so
ever do that
they
again.
don't want to do it.
Hmm.
So they're basically one-shot deals. But the thing is, that it works. Like my whole thing is, I like continuity. So, for example, you're going to notice that like Grant Peters from Circus Posters, him and his wife, man, they're doing fucking some great shit for us. They haven't released after release because the shit's awesome and it sells.
What are they making?
They're doing weird, like sort of like dark, gothy, like cartoony series. So the first one was Halloween, and now we're putting out the Haunted Mansion that goes with it, and all the toys fit on it, right? The next one is called Dark Harbor. It's like weird Victorian seaport shit, all crazy. And there's gonna be like a big piece with that. The next one is a traveling circus. No, they're like blind box miniseries, and then we do a big art piece attached to it.
What do you mean a big art piece?
Like a big art piece, like something like that.
Oh, but I mean, it's not like a play set or anything. Like
No,
a city.
it's getting close.
What's
Because
up with the play sets?
the problem is, man, like they get really expensive,
Yeah, I know.
and we can't sell enough volume. So these are like pseudo play sets. So for example,
You could do stuff with like cardboard play sets with plastic details and a base, right?
But then the problem there is, how do you package it in a blind box miniseries? You can't. So the thing is, it's like
somehow the box, right? You have all the little boxes.
Yeah, but no one buys a whole box.
But if you want,
I mean, we do
sometimes
some shit like
people
that.
buy the whole box,
Yeah,
but they
not
want to get
enough-
the chases.
not enough
But
to
if
make
the
this
box,
shit.
you could punch
No,
out
believe
the
me,
thing,
I've run through every fucking possible ramification on it.
and they still won't buy
It does. No, it just doesn't ever work out numbers wise. Like the price points go too high. So what we're doing now is it's a pseudo playset. So for example, the Brant Peters is called the thing called the 13 Dealer. So it's right. They did Dunnies. They're all like weird, fucked up characters, Halloween-y kind of, right? And then like we did their art piece, which is a big haunted house. It's also like a living character, and it's scaled and it's all designed.
What's it made out of?
Vinyl. So it's all designed so that the Dunnies can fit on it. So it actually functions as a place of
And you can buy that?
You buy that separately.
How much is that?
It's maybe like $125.
And
But what we did is we released a series that sold really well. So on the basis of that, I'm like, okay, we're going to make the house now because it makes sense to make it, and then we're going to re-release like 5,000 pieces in an alternate color, like glow in the dark vinyl. So it's a whole kit. So there's a whole like program. So it's like what I've done over at Kid Robot is we have like a 3-year plan now for everything. Everything's planned out 3 years in advance. It's working really well. It's starting to really kick in now. So what you're seeing is like you're seeing like products building into other products and forming lines within the different lines of Kid Robot stuff.
But then you think you could run another artist through the same program?
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it with Scott Tolleson. We're doing it with Tara. We're doing it with a lot of different artists. But we start small. We do a thing with them. That thing works. Like J-Reed, okay? Jesse, right? He's never made a production toy. We did this one thing with him. It was really great. It really resonated. And then I gave him a whole mini-series to curate with a bunch of other artists. It's doing really well. And I was doing a second one. He's doing art pieces. He's not making it's not enough money to make a living off of exclusive Kid Robot. What's nice though is that you actually getting like really legitimized because you're getting a real sort of like, a big release.
Does anybody want to see me do this? Does anyone even fucking care? Is this relevant to me? Can I do something here? What could I do? Huh? What would you do? If you were me, what would you do with this
That's not
opportunity?
his
You
job.
want me to give you the
I just-
concept?
Yeah, no. Well, yeah.
How much are you putting up?
Nothing.
Well, then I'll just make the toy with him. He's gonna have the concepts. See, that's the whole thing. You gotta do your job.
I
dude.
have concepts. I'm just, these things take time
I'll
to
sell
come
you
up.
some sketches. I mean,
In the psychedelic wheelhouse. Is this
but
relevant?
why not though?
Is
I
this
mean,
relevant?
why not build your own playset empire? Why not
So the thing what
for
you gotta
your
do,
core
though,
characters?
so what you gotta be able to do is you gotta not. You can't draw, right? But maybe
I
your
can
good
rent
buddy
it.
here can draw. And
I
you
can
can sit
get
down with
people-
him.
No, I got
you pay
drawers.
him.
I got drawers in every
You
state.
pay him and you go, hey, these are my 13 characters in my weird universe of like it's the porno fucking space station.
Who owns the rights to the property and the license?
You do.
You do. Yeah.
Even if you
We pay you X amount of money to have exclusive sales rights on this thing
this one particular thing.
for X amount of time.
But the
But you keep the
IP has nothing to do with
Yeah.
that.
They used to pay royalties. This is a pain in the ass. Takes forever. No one's happy.
So they just.
So I just went to the new owner and go, look, man, let's get rid of the fucking royalty thing. Let me pre-calculate like royalties at like 90% sell through at this fucking cut, and just pay the dude up front. He's like, fucking awesome, because we don't have to have a fucking bookkeeper to do royalties now anymore. So it's a better deal for the artist. You're getting paid about 8%, 8.5%, which is pretty good.
8%.
Well, yeah, because it used to be this like 5-10 thing, but it would always skew it. So it's like, what's in the middle? 8.5%. Boom, it's totally fair. You get
Why
some
is
royalties
that?
now.
Why is that fair?
Because traditionally, you get paid 5% on a wholesale, on retail sale,
absurdly unfair.
or 10%. No, that's just the market rate for anything. Like, don't you do business, dude?
No, not this kind of business.
Yeah, so it's like, most people, their royalty rates are like 6%, 2.5%. Like, you sell something to Hasbro, they're gonna give you like fucking 2.5%.
Yeah, but they're gonna sell millions of them.
Right, but that's just industry standards.
But isn't it worth it to get 8% if you don't have
Because you gotta understand,
molds
because you
for
gotta
it?
understand, like it breaks down, it's like, we spend, $50,000, okay? And, to make back like, we shoot for like a 38% profit margin. So like for every 50 grand we spend, we gotta make like $88,000 back, or else it's not worth doing. Because you understand, the company's got payroll.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, no,
it's like a huge
yeah,
company.
no.
I just hired like 20 people. So the thing is that like, so you're making, you're 8%. Now the key is, that's why I did all them fucking toys, because it's like, that's what everybody would pay, okay? So it's like, okay, I'll do 100 of them, 8%, and I made 100%. Or I would take product and resell it, but we don't do that because that fucks us. So I mean, that's basically the deal. And when it turns out to, like, if you do a full mini-series, you end up making about 15 grand. Boom, 15 grand, there you go.
A full miniseries.
Yeah.
How many are in that?
13 characters.
13 characters, and they're dummies?
Or whatever, yeah.
Just come up with 13 characters
Yeah,
for a thing.
yeah.
Could be anything.
Yeah, but it's gotta be good, I gotta like it.
You gotta like it.
Yeah. That's
Toy
my
lines
job.
of Chinatown.
Well,
That's the one filter, like, I gotta like it.
yeah, I know. Well, I think you can. I think that's an achievable standard, right? Because things get made, you like things.
Because that's my job there. My job is to decide what we make.
Well, all right, I mean, you already made this offer to me a million years ago, and I haven't done anything with it.
Yeah, so there you go.
Because I don't know.
So the thing is, in the last year, all you gotta send me are like, drawings. Or, fucking put together Photoshop shit or whatever.
Or make a little prototype or something.
No, you don't have to go that far.
Why? But that's probably be the best thing, the best way to convey the idea.
Possibly, But the problem is, what we make can't be based on other people's shit. So
No, I
it's,
know that. No, I know that.
You'd have to like,
Yeah, I know that.
they'd have to be completely scratch built.
Right, but I mean, or I could just use generic things that, like a toy gun, for example.
Yeah. So it's easy.
Or like
to
a
do.
toy rat or something like that.
So, I mean, there's, opportunities are there.
I know.
Now, like I say, like, you ain't gonna make a living off of Kid Robot.
No, but I'm saying if that's just one part of your portfolio.
Yeah, but that's what's nice, and it's like, what it does is that, like, like it or not, your shit ends up in fucking Walmart, you're gonna be stoked.
I mean, I got some funny fucking ideas.
There you go. All you gotta do is like send me concepts.
Okay, fine.
If they're good and they fit the bill for what we need, they come out.
Well, who knows? It might be too dangerous for you.
No, we're doing some pretty weird shit. We, like I say, just, there's like certain taboos that just stores don't want that shit in the store. Like we had to tank we got fucked in a whole thing because there was like a little gun with a flower in it and fucking like, Barnes and Nobles, like we can't have anything for kids with guns in it. Okay.
I mean, this is some of the reason why I get daunted almost immediately.
Unless the weapon's an integral part of the existing licensed character, then it's okay. Just to sell a little toy gun, like they won't. Because
But
moms
it's got a
complain.
flower in it. There's like a.
It doesn't matter, it's a gun. A mom's gonna complain. They don't want to deal with
It's
it.
just like that's the kind of shit that always turns me off. It's like.
Well, dude, life is a series of compromises.
Yeah, I know that.
You're not the king of the world. Like you gotta get along with your neighbors.
No, but it's like if you can corner out a little small part of the world where you are king. Sometimes it's it's not.
Well, you've done that, and you don't seem
Yeah,
very happy with it.
No, I'm reasonably happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm reasonably happy.
But anyways, what else?
Nothing. That's
I think
all.
toys are cool. I'm seeing a lot of energy. I think Designer Con has been really good for the horror scene. Are you gonna go to that fucking 5 Points thing?
Yeah. Are you? Why? You think it's horseshit?
I don't have the time personally. I got a busy day. I
Is
think we're having.
Is Kid Robot going to
I believe we're gonna have a presence, but I'm not. I can't go out.
Well, I mean, it's speculative at best at this point.
I don't know. I talked to them now, and it's like it doesn't sound like they're gonna get that much foot traffic. So
Why? Because it's far away from everything?
I don't know. I'm like looking at numbers, like, oh, I think gonna get like 5,000 people a day. I'm just like, that's like not like no one's gonna make any money on 5,000 people.
What's a good... How many people to go to DesignerCon?
It's different. DesignerCon people, like, it's a targeted event. Hardcore collectors fly there from all over the
But
world.
people are doing that for this. People coming from Japan to come to this fucking thing.
I don't believe so.
I guess we'll see how it plays out.
They're not a fucking, there's no promotion.
There's
We'll
nothing
see.
like this on the East Coast.
We'll see.
We'll see. I think it's gonna be fine. I don't care. I don't have to pay
No,
for
let
the
me
booth. I can walk there from my art studio, so, and I don't have to pay for the booth, so I'm gonna, that's the only reason, that's my only motivation.
No, I mean, I'm curious, I'd like to go, but just, it's not in the schedule.
Well, I guess we'll just see how it plays out. Well, I don't know, I mean, that's it, that's it, I feel, this is exactly who you are, this.
No, not really.
There's more? What else?
There's
is
always
there?
more.
What else is there?
I have a personal life.
What's up with that?
It's personal.
Is it interesting in any way?
It is to me.
Would people knowing about your personal life ruin whatever? How much?
No, but it's personal.
How much does your success rely on the Kozik persona? Because you always give me fucking shit about my persona.
100%.
Okay, so fuck you. Why do I gotta take shit about it? But
Because I can get on the phone
yeah.
and make a deal.
Okay.
I know how to talk to rich people.
Okay.
Okay, I know how to, actually focus and, engineer a project.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you're seeing me, being normal me, but,
Is this normal you or is this persona you?
this is normal me.
It seems like the persona.
Not,
What's your persona? How would you be if you were in your persona right now?
as time goes on, there's no need for a persona anymore.
You don't find that your
I
persona
don't
was
need the
really
crush
just
anymore.
an extension of your personality?
No,
anyway?
it was actually, a persona is usually the reverse of your real personality. I'm actually left to my own devices, probably a pretty introverted, shy person that doesn't really want to interact with anybody
Yeah,
whatsoever.
me too.
So
But I
persona
had to create something to wear when I had to go out and do those things that I found so distasteful. Is that so wrong?
But, I don't know. The thing is that just, in a weird way, I got no reason to flim-flam anybody anymore. I don't need the money. I don't really give a shit about, making people good about baloney.
Yeah, but what about your personal fulfillment and your emotional fulfillment?
It has nothing to do with my work.
Nothing at all.
No.
So
I've always kept my work, my private life and my work
So
life
what the
completely
fuck is your
separated.
private life like? It's
It's
boring.
private.
Isn't it? It's fucking boring, isn't it?
Probably would be boring to you, yes.
Do you have you have friends and stuff like that?
Yes, I have
You have
friends.
friends and you call them up and they don't know from toys or give a shit
Correct,
about toys.
all my life.
And you tell them things you're concerned about or you.
Yeah, we don't talk about art or toys or any of that
So
stuff.
what do you talk about?
I have my motorcycle friends,
Mhm.
and I have my car friends, and
Mhm.
I have my gardening friends, and I have my ballet opera friends.
Do you have a therapist?
I have no, why do I need a therapist?
Some people have therapists. I don't, but
I have a wife.
Oh, so she's your therapist.
No.
What?
But I have a life, dude. There's I have a home to go to.
Okay. So, and it's not wearisome to continue to have to be Frank Kozik, the toy genius. Don't you find that to
There's
be
no,
burdensome?
it's just work. That's my work life.
Okay, but people expect you to be a jerk. You have to be this sort of fuck you, I don't care kind of guy a lot, don't you? Isn't that what people expect of you?
I guess I have, resting asshole face or something. I don't.
But that's not laborious in any way to maintain. Because I think if it was a true persona and it was false, then it would be...
You're losing me a little bit, so
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just asking you about the personas, because I don't think I have a persona. I have a personality that has volume levels to it, but it's not a persona to say that it's like a fabricated person.
Well,
that
I look at what I
inhabit-
give you. So my big fear is I always, from the very beginning, if you want to be real technical about this.
Yeah, I do.
So from the very beginning, hold on.
It's almost over.
I don't care. From the very, very beginning, right? So it's the biggest curses to be tagged. What I used to do, okay, it's different now. Is to be tagged as a regional artist is a death sentence. Okay, so what I would do is so for example, for a long time I lived in Texas, and I was lucky because what I would do is I would got real proactive and made contacts nationally and in Europe, and if you were living in Texas in the 80s and 90s, that was really cool. It's oh, he's the weird guy from Texas. No, trust me. Germans love me just because I lived in Austin.
Because of the hot rod thing, or?
No, because Texas was seen as being really cool for some reason in the 80s.
Or
Seriously.
it was just so out, it was in.
No, it was just and if you were lived in Austin, I was oh my God, how awesome, you live in Austin, right? So I really worked that for a while. I was an international dude, but I lived in Texas when I could live wherever I wanted to, right? And then when I moved out here, just at the right time. Because here, it's like, they let me raise my prices. So when I moved out here, I made a transition from being like the punk rock guy to being the guy that really had shit together. Like,
That was you?
yeah, so where everybody else was being forced out of San Francisco during the boom, I managed to come here and build the company, right? So the record label and stuff like that. And so like moving to San Francisco, that's when I sort of went pro, right? So I changed the persona to being that dude, right? And then, I had whatever the years I rode with the club and all that shit, right? I had all my, all those weird connections. And that was a little bit like, he'd always sort of interleave that bullshit in there to make you seem real legit and real cool and all that crap. And, respect man and all this stupid shit. And so, and the thing is that like, I have a short attention span. Maybe that's why people think I have this bluff persona. It doesn't have, things don't have to, people make shit way more fucking complicated than it needs to be. So like, why don't we just, get down to brass tacks?
I'm all about the brass tacks.
And a lot of people, they really enjoy the dance. They really get worked up. Like, I'm gonna have a show, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm an artist, and all this precious fucking bullshit surrounding it. No, just fucking draw some cool shit and put it on the wall, maybe people will buy it.
Maybe, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Did you see that during that stupid TV show you did? Didn't you see didn't that show teach you that shit?
What?
That people want all the baloney. They don't really care about the art. Who's the guy that won? The most obvious guy. He was like the gay Asian dude or something.
He didn't win, but he got pretty close.
That who won? Like the most sensitive person that has some kind of heart-rending story or something fucking shit.
Yeah, I mean, one of the girls won. I mean, she was a good artist. She deserved to win, I suppose. I mean,
Where's she now? Is she in fact America's most famous artist?
I don't think so. I mean, but that's, nobody is.
You are.
I know that. But I was just more pursuing the line of questioning of just like an affected personality.
But in real life, I'm a boring motherfucker.
Right.
Because I like to spend my time reading naval history and garbage.
Yeah, I'm kind of a boring guy too. You should come to my show. I have a Navy-themed piece you might want. But
you want to talk about like the Second Battle of Jutland?
But that shit
I'm all over
that's
it.
not boring at all. I don't think that's boring at all. In fact, it makes the whole
That's my
whole
escapism.
thing more interesting.
That's my escapism.
Well, I just feel like
I have to deal with all this. For 30 years now, 40 years, I've been dealing with like punk rock and grunge rock and all the cool bullshit, right? And to go out to clubs every night and all this stuff when I was younger. And so to me, escapism is reading like about like World War I.
Yeah, but that's
Go
not
figure,
that's
right?
not contradictory or anything. That makes you still interesting. I mean, that's the best thing. If you have a
Like nobody cares about my personal interests, and I like it just fine.
Really? Okay. Well, people really want to know every detail about my personal life, and right?
No, that's true. Some people do.
Well, I mean, I can't help it because my personal life extends into my work. There isn't a separation there.
Because of your persona, what you're talking about.
There's almost nothing of my personal life ever in any way.
Really, everything I make is autobiographical.
I'm sure my stuff is in a way, but I think it's more of an abstraction of like the escapist realms that I enjoy. I don't know how to.
Yeah, but what is the escape? What are you escaping into, or what are you creating? The escapism.
I don't know. There's a little story for every piece. I could tell you'd have to look at a piece and go, oh well, why did I make that? Well, I'll tell you, it's because of this and that.
Yeah.
But it's not because my uncle touched me or any stupid shit like that.
No, but I mean, I always feel like the things that I make are somehow represent some sort of aspirational things, something I would like to achieve, or something beyond the realm of the pedestrian everyday.
So
life.
you want to be a Superman,
well,
a space hero.
Yeah, I mean, or just like the Sucklord characters are all like
The thing what's interesting though is that I know that you have like a super deep knowledge of like basically like the Star Wars pantheon, right?
Yeah, I know a lot about Star Wars.
And all that shit. But then like the work you do is really superficial.
No, it's not.
A
You
lot of
once
things.
were quoted as saying everything I do is really super important. You said that.
No. I mean, as far as in relationship to like your knowledge base of the.
Well, my work isn't about Star Wars. It's like I take symbols and elements from Star Wars and then I apply them to my own purpose.
Hold on. Sharon's in Texas. Actually,
What's she doing there?
She went out to attend this lecture series. I'm sorry, you asked me something?
No, I was just telling
You
you.
didn't.
I'm not.
This fucking interview sucks.
Yeah. It's over now. We can end it.
It's like, wow.
I mean,
I don't think anything we talked about is interesting.
You feel like also, well, I mean, is there, I mean, I just asked you things that you were interested in, so if you didn't find it
Sharon's
interesting. Hi. Would you prefer to talk about something else? Did I ask the wrong question?
What's your favorite color?
Pink.
Where do you get your ideas?
Well, if you really want to know, the truth is, most of the stuff that I make is an attempt to make a quick buck off of.
If you could have dinner with 3 historical characters, who would they be and why?
Thanks for fucking watching, everybody. I hope you got some fucking value out of this, because I'm not doing this for my motherfucking health, alright? I hope somebody got some value. I could have been doing anything right now, and I came all the way out here to hang out with this guy, and he's not even fucking satisfied with it. And you're probably just as equally disappointed in FML, and fuck this guy, and fuck you.
Life is short, nothing matters. Be kind to those around you.
Yeah, and be kind to yourself as well. Fucking Suckour out, fuck. For more exclusive content, support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/TheSucklord. Shop online at Suckadelic.com. Follow me, The Sucklord, on Instagram and Twitter @Sucklord. On Facebook, The Sucklord. Music by the Crystal Pharaoh. This has been a Suckadelic Entertainment Enterprise production.